Some miracles don't just change a life, they shake an entire nation. Today, we follow Elisha the prophet, the man of God whose words and actions brought life where there was death, hope where there was despair, and showed that God's power is limitless. This is the story of Naaman, the Syrian commander who learned that true healing and transformation come from God, and the lessons that followed when human greed clashed with divine integrity. Stay with us, because the lessons here are as powerful today as they were thousands of years ago. Naaman was no ordinary man. A commander in the Syrian army, he was honored, respected, and feared. Yet beneath his golden armor, he carried a secret shame: leprosy. His skin bore the marks of a disease that terrified all who saw it. He had conquered nations, but even he could not conquer this illness. Determined to be healed, Naaman brought a letter from his king to Israel, commanding the prophet Elisha to cure him. When he arrived, he expected grandeur, a personal greeting, perhaps elaborate rituals, or even magical words that would instantly remove his affliction. But instead, a simple message was delivered by Elisha. "Go and wash 7 times in the Jordan, and your flesh shall be restored, and you shall be clean." Naaman's pride flared. "Are not the rivers of Damascus better than all the waters of Israel?" he demanded angrily. "Could I not wash in them and be cleansed?" His servants exchanged worried glances and spoke up. "My lord," one said carefully, "if the prophet had told you to do something great, would you not have done it? Why not do this simple thing? Trust him, and you will be healed." Naaman paused, anger and doubt battling inside him. He could see the truth in their words, but could not let go of his pride easily. Slowly, reluctantly, he approached the Jordan River. The water was cold, murky, and ordinary, nothing like the rivers of Damascus. He dipped himself once, then twice, the fear and tension rising in his chest. By the 7th dip, the impossible happened. His flesh became clean, smooth as a child's. Naaman's heart raced, and he could hardly believe his eyes. He was healed. Overwhelmed with gratitude, Naaman fell to his knees and cried, "Now I know there is no God in all the earth, except in Israel." Tears streamed down his face as the army commander, once proud and commanding, now humbled himself before the Creator. He rushed to offer gifts to Elisha, silver, gold, and fine garments. But the prophet refused. "Take nothing with you," Elisha said. "Go in peace, for the Lord has shown his power." Elisha wanted the miracle to honor God alone, not wealth or praise. Yet human weakness soon appeared. Gehazi, Elisha's servant, watched Naaman leave and allowed greed to take hold of his heart. Secretly, he ran after Naaman, claiming he had a right to gifts, and demanded silver, gold, and clothing. Naaman, unaware of Gehazi's deception, generously gave him all he asked. Gehazi hid the gifts, thinking he had succeeded, his eyes gleaming with pride and selfish satisfaction. But God's justice cannot be fooled. Soon after, the leprosy that had left Naaman returned to Gehazi, covering him completely. The lesson was clear. God's blessings cannot be stolen or misused without consequence. Integrity and obedience are as important as faith itself. Elisha's ministry was not only about confronting pride or greed, it was about providing life and hope where despair threatened to prevail. Years later, during a time of famine, the sons of the prophets gathered around him. They had collected some wild vegetables, hoping to make a meal. When they boiled them into a stew, fear gripped their hearts. "There is nothing in the pot but poison," they cried, worried the meal would bring death rather than nourishment. One of the younger prophets looked at the others, shivering. "What shall we do? We have nothing else to eat." Elisha calmly instructed them. "Bring me a little flour." They hesitated, unsure how flour could purify the poisonous stew, but they obeyed. He threw it into the pot, muttered a short prayer, and stirred. Miraculously, the stew was purified. The poisonous taste disappeared, and it became safe to eat. Relief washed over them. The famine could not take their lives when God's power intervened. Through this simple act, God showed that even in famine, provision can come through faith and obedience. Life and safety flow from Him, even when circumstances seem impossible. Elisha's miracles continued in ways both grand and small. One day, a borrowed axe had fallen into water and sunk. The men who borrowed it despaired, knowing it could not be replaced easily. Elisha, speaking the word of God, caused the axe head to float. Even the smallest miracles carried meaning. God can intervene in ordinary life, showing His power in ways we might overlook. In the hills of Aram, an entire army was struck blind, not by war, but by the unseen hand of God. Elisha led them into Samaria, and their sight was restored once they were in the city, sparing them from destruction. "Do not be afraid," Elisha told his servant. "Those with us are more than those with them." Through these acts, Elisha demonstrated that God's power is limitless. He could heal, protect, and provide in ways no human could imagine. Every miracle carried a message. God honors faith, obedience, and humility. Even after Elisha's life ended, his story did not. Long after he was buried, a man who had died was placed in Elisha's tomb. The moment his body touched the prophet's bones, life returned. The dead arose, and God's power was made clear once more. It does not end with death. It continues through His servants, leaving a legacy that cannot be erased. Onlookers exclaimed, "Surely the hand of God rests on him even now." This miracle reminds us that God's work through faithful servants is eternal. The influence of righteousness, faith, and obedience carries forward, touching lives long after we are gone. Elisha's story is not just history. It is a living lesson. True power comes from obedience, humility, and faith. When pride stands in the way, God's miracles can be delayed. When greed tempts the heart, God's justice reminds us that integrity matters. When hearts are humble, the impossible becomes reality. Just as Naaman was healed, Gehazi's lesson was revealed. Poisoned stew was purified. The floating axe head defied logic. Armies were blinded, and even the dead were revived through Elisha's legacy. God can transform our lives today. Whether in sickness, famine, danger, or despair, His power is still at work. Will you step into the waters of obedience? Will you humble yourself and allow God to work wonders in your life? From purifying poisoned food to raising the dead, from healing the sick to protecting entire nations, the miracles of Elisha remind us that God's power is unstoppable. Share this story and let the faith of the prophet inspire your life today. Remember, sometimes the smallest act of obedience can bring the greatest miracle.